just kind of first couple of weeks problems, but it seems to be working stable now. I've been just blown away by this. This is really just the graphics and things like that just looked incredible to me. A huge improvement from 2020. I was skeptical at first, and you know, from just kind of the different problems. I had some graphic settings I had to change, really getting the sync well and stable. So basically, this is my first video that I plan to post on YouTube. I just want to make some content that's, you know, what I find interesting, and just kind of talk a little bit about real-world flying and how this applies to Flight Simulator. I have the intent to fly as closely as they do by, you know, in the real world. I did some general aviation flying when I had a little more time and a little more money. I got a pilot's license in 2006, I think, and an instrument rating. I actually passed the commercial written, and for some reason I couldn't take the check ride. I think at the time or whatever, it was just like, oh, I got to get the, you know, last $400 or whatever it was to pay for the check ride airman. So I never actually took the check ride for my commercial, but I have some experience, and a lot of it is in small general aviation airplanes. At the time, I was thinking that I wanted to become an airline pilot. I chose a different career, which, you know, no regrets, but I've always kind of had this lifelong love of aviation, and you know, just been really in my blood. And this is kind of how I cosplay as an airplane owner, and waste a lot of time. So I've played with this a little bit. I have done some things in career mode, and I've seen a lot of people post different things like how to, you know, pass the different check rides, different things like that. I've figured out a few things, and just wanted to really just show you what I have been doing. I've got a few specialization, or a few ratings here. So we've got these. I just picked up the turboprop rating. I think what we need to do is get the jet rating next, but I have not started a company yet, and I realized that opens at 20-something thousand credits. So that's kind of what I want to focus on today. We've got some missions here. So where are we? So that's Arizona. So with this missions, I selected my home field as Davis, UC Davis, California. I actually live fairly close to here and grew up close to here, so it's, and where I am currently, and I know the area quite well. I have flown here, and what is produced on the sim is very close to how this looks in real life. One of the things flying around, I was disappointed, and maybe we can talk about this, show you this later. I was disappointed with the way in 2020 and in 2024 the maps are really outdated for the whole Bay Area. San Francisco is missing a whole bunch of big landmark buildings that are newer, like Salesforce Tower and Park is not rendered. This whole downtown area has a lot of new buildings that aren't there any longer, or it was in 2020, it's no longer here. The other thing too, which it was in San Jose, and this is where I lived and worked till very recently, last couple of months. I used to live in downtown San Jose, and there was a lot of buildings here that aren't built, a lot of buildings built in the last maybe 3 or 4 years that are missing from the downtown area, and it really is big landmark is a huge apartment building here, the tallest building in the city. It's actually where I used to live. It's right across the street from the city hall, which is very cool. But there's several buildings here down by St. Peter's Square that are not there. The other thing is the Apple campus is completely missing, which is something like over here somewhere. Yeah, I think it's like right in here. The big giant Apple loop is gone, and that would be just a great landmark to fly. But maybe, Microsoft people were like, don't want to advertise for Apple or something. I don't know. But there are several big things that are missing here. I have not been recently to other large cities like, New York. I can't tell you, if those cities are there. I might be able to, actually. But I haven't flown in New York, the skyline, or anything like that here to really compare other cities and how they're looking. So I think that these maps are a little bit old, which I would love to see kind of updates being maps to kind of bring these up. Because what do a lot of people want to do? They want to go fly and see their house, right? And if you live in a newer building, your house isn't there. My current place that I live now is built in the last year, and it's not rendered in Sacramento either, but it actually looks like a construction site, which is kind of cool. But it's just one of those things. I think we're okay. The very first thing, nobody's ever done a flight simulator before. What are they going to do? They're going to go find their house, or they're going to go find their friend's house. And it'd just be nice if the maps are a little bit more current. All right, enough rambling. Let's see what we got here as far as missions to do. So I need to make 12,000. Is that what it was? So let's just take the highest paying mission here. Cargo. Okay, everybody, I am back. I had some graphics card issues, had to change some settings, getting this thing to work. So when I got back into the sim here, I picked up this charter service for 14,000, which seemed like it was an interesting flight. Flies through the Central Valley. We're going to fly a DA62 here today. This is a nice airplane in real life. They're expensive, but it's kind of an interesting thing. I've always been interested in diamond airplanes. I've never flown one of these, but it's got these diesel engines that burn jet fuel, and these things just sip gas for a twin. And apparently they fly fairly well. We flew one and did an engine out procedure in the to get the multi-engine certification in the sim, which wasn't too difficult. The flight dynamics were pretty. Okay, here we go. The flight dynamics were pretty good. I wish we could take this off here. No, it doesn't appear to be. That's kind of an inconvenient spot. Okay, cabin doors are closed. I'm going to start this like normal. I have a Bravo throttle quadrant here, and I've got mixture and prop controls, but this plane doesn't actually have it. It has a FADEC, and let's just check to see if these work. Okay, those work. We have parking brake, and then I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a boat or something outside. Okay, so when I had flown this before, it seems like we have cross feeds. Here's your fuel selectors down here and auxiliary pumps. I'm not sure we actually need the auxiliary pumps on this, but hang on just a second. My cat wanted in my office here. I think he's hungry. I usually feed him about this time. But okay. Sorry for the distraction, guys. All right, so this has a FADEC, which doesn't require a mixture or propeller control. And this is quite an easy plane to fly. Let's get out our EFB and go to the checklists here, which is checklists. That's the checklist. All right. So we have parking brake is set, I think. Oops. All right. We got. Okay. Power levers we checked. Alternate air. Back, alternator, off, on, ECU test. Okay, so if I remember right, okay, pitot heat is off, master off, avionics is off, gear selector is down, flaps are up, if you're here. Circuit breakers look like they are all in, and they might be modeled here. Okay, all electronic equipment is off. The ELT, is that the ELT? Oh, ELT is armed, not on. All right, electronic masters on. All right, fuel quantity. Okay, so when I turn the battery on, it turned the avionics on as well, which doesn't seem to do anything, but that's okay. Position lights. So we only have position, which is linked to nav and strobe. So we typically, when you're flying in real life, you only put the strobe when you're on the runway. So we will turn on the taxi and landing lights later. Okay, pitot heat. We'll check those. Flight controls. Okay, these appear to be working. Okay, I checked trim. Okay, now we are ready for engine start. Left main gear, landing gear strut. Oh, this is the exterior still. We'll just say that we checked these things. Alright, we need to get to engine start. Before starting the engines, power levels idle, parking brake set, avionics check off. Okay, avionics master off, gear selector is down. Voters. No idea what a voter is. Alternators must be set to on, which is, they both are on. Fuel pumps, left and right, must be switched off. So, fuel pumps are both off. ELT Oh, electronic master, not ELT. Okay, G1000 is on. Okay, fuel temperature, fuel temp. Fuel flow, oil pressure, cooler, fuel temp. Okay. Starting engines. Okay, position lights on. Engine masters. Alright. So this is a diesel engine, so we have glow plugs on this. So check that left engine glow is indicated. I am unsure where that actually would be. Okay. Okay, we'll start left first. Okay, RPM is stabilizing. That looks like a good start. We'll start right. Okay. Oil pressure looks good. We've got oil pressure, coolant temperature, all this looks good. Circuit breakers are in. We are idling at around 700 RPM. Alright, avionics on. After starting engines. Alright, we'll flip on our pitot heat. It's the only enunciator. That's a de-icing system. Just saw it. Okay. And that should go away. But it's not. Pre-flight. What did I do wrong here? Control Shift E. Shift C. I forgot something. Remove pitot static port cover. Well, there's always something, right? Did I? It's all the way back here. Alright. That's why we read a checklist. Alright, Shift, Enter. We will do this abbreviated. Okay, so engines masters on. Start left. Start right. Okay. Control Shift E. Okay, we don't have any cast messages. What is this? Control Shift E to shut down the engines. Okay.
To all passengers, we've begun boarding. Step aboard and make yourself comfortable.
Wilco, Captain.
They're on their way.
I
Have a good
guess
flight.
that makes sense because we can't have them fall off the wings into the prop. That would be dangerous.
Ladies and gents, I wish you a good flight on behalf of first-class wings.
Nice to meet you, Captain. I was informed at the boarding that I'd have network throughout the flight. Just wanted to let you know I really need it for some important calls, so please avoid cutting off.
Just wanted to drop by and say hello before you leave for Big Bear City. Mr. Rubin will join you on board soon. He's close to one of our top clients who booked the flight for him. Well, it's about time. Provide him with the finest service. I know I can count on you. Have a nice flight.
So it looks like we're going to take off. All right. I have the announced taxi linked to my mic key on my Honeycomb Alpha.
Echo 6, 0 traffic vision jet. Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 89er12 is taxiing to runway 2.
I don't know why it keeps calling it Vision Jet. Okay, so we're at an uncontrolled airport. Let's switch to the transponder because I think it's going to give us a code right after takeoff. Alright, we hold brakes. We'll release brakes, and I think we're ready to go. Alright, power comes up for both engines.
To all passengers, good evening and welcome aboard this first-class wings flight to Big Bear City. I'm your captain and pilot today. Estimated flight time is 1 hour 37 minutes. We're on time for departure, waiting for takeoff clearance. I'll keep you informed during the flight if anything important comes up. Thank you.
Okay. Alright, we'll stop at this whole short point. Now, why in the hell are there cars on a taxiway like this? Doesn't detect a collision, so we'll just run into it. But it's weird. In Flight Simulator, they always render these cars and stuff. I've never actually seen them. It's a T6. It's cool. Oh, taxi light needs to come on. So taxiing was really difficult as was landing. What I did is I turned the, sensitivity down to 45 for each one of the pedals and created a little bit of a dead zone. And this really helped taxiing on the ground and then landing. I had a tendency to kind of cartwheel when I was landing around the nose wheel, and I've seen that for other players as well, and I think it's just a rudder pedal settings that they have to change. So cool Serrano cactuses there. I really like the way that this renders this. This very much looks like. Where are we, Nevada? I don't even know. I forgot already. That's all right. I don't remember if this has counter-rotating props. I guess we'll tell if we need right rudder. Stop at the whole short. Let's do altitude on. Didn't quite. Oh, what the hell? Why did this? Why did my props stop on me? That's not good. So what's going on here? Do I need to turn on fuel pumps or something? Or is this? That's what it is. Well, glad we figured that out on the ground here. I guess when we click Control Start, it turned off all of the things. So it's only a couple reasons why an engine quit, and it's most often fuel. So this has never happened to me in real life, but a couple of times students have been talking about, oh, I have an engine failure, and they declare an emergency. First things that the air traffic controller does is say, check your fuel selector. So, real world problem.
Echo 60 traffic vision jet, Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 89er12 taking off runway 2 west departure.
Okay. Let's do takeoff flaps here, because why not? Alright. Alright, looks good. We're full power now. Rotate 75 knots. There we are. Had to use quite a bit of flaps up as well. Our left turn into
Sky Harbor Approach Vision Jet, Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 89er12 is Type Diamond DA62 1 miles northeast of Echo 60 1,900 feet. Request flight following.
Vision Jet Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 89er12 Sky Harbor Approach. Squawk 7061.
Squawk 706, 1 Vision Jet Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 89er12.
Vision Jet Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 89er12 radar contact 2 miles north of Echo 60 2,700 feet. Altimeter 30.08. Vision Jet Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 89er12, did you copy?
Roger, Vision Jet Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 89er12.
Vision Jet Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 89er12 contact Sky Harbor Approach on 124.1. Good day.
Going to 124.1 Vision Jet Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 89er12.
This happened to me last time. Now, transfer something. Hello everybody, I'm back. I had to feed and walk my dog and feed the cat, but I am back. We are almost at ICOGU waypoint, according to our map here. Oh, what I click. So at this waypoint, it looks like we are 5-ish miles away. If we go to flight plan, it'll tell us 5.5 nautical miles. Okay. So we have a altitude restriction, 8,700 feet. Why don't we set up a climb to 8,700 feet here? So how we do it is we select the altitude bug on my Honeycomb Bravo. Say 8,700. There might be mountains or whatever, but in reality I think I would fly a lot higher anyway to save the fuel. So we put it in vertical speed, and it'll give us 1,000 feet per minute climb. We should be able to do that in this. We have tons of power. Alright, I want to try something. I hate these blue boxes. We need to... I was looking on my phone here as we're going along, and it says that we need to, the way we get rid of those is there's a key binding that we need to search for on the keyboard, and it is toggle visual nav aids on and off. Okay, let's... It's a key that isn't being used for anything. Let's just something I'm never going to use here. Let's just make the delete key on the numbered pad. Oh, I missed what I do. Apply to all aircraft. Okay. Let's see if that works. Perfect. That looks a lot better now, doesn't it? Okay. Let's go out and take a look at that. Oh, that looks so much better. So we are in the middle of Arizona, and yeah, it does look that desolate. It's incredible. I've flown to Las Vegas a few times, and from California, and I remember kind of the first time that I looked out and was just like, my God, if we went down here, nobody would find us. And it's just completely like another planet, and that's what a lot of Nevada, basically all of Nevada, looks like, and much of Southern California on the east side of the Sierra Nevadas. But it's a beautiful airplane. Let's take a look at this here. That'd be a good screenshot, huh? Let's take that as a screenshot. That's a pretty picture. This plane flies pretty nicely. It's got a T-tail which reduces a little bit of the pitching motion when you change power, and part of that is because in a standard T-tail, this might be too much information, but in a standard conventional empennage style airplane where the horizontal stabilizer's down here, there's actually prop wash that goes over it, and when you change power, you pitch up or down a lot more because that prop wash is being pushed onto the tail. In a T-tail, you're above that, so that's reduced a lot when you change power settings, and that seems to be modeled fairly well. When I had been changing power and altitude and different things, this plane is a lot more like flying the Vision Jet, where it's very much goes where you point it, and the flight physics in this seems like it's a lot better. I noticed ground effect when I first flew this. The ground effect is a lot more pronounced, which in 2020 you just kind of flew the plane into the ground, but there's a lot more kind of bumping and cushion as you land in ground effect, which is interaction of the air interacting with your wing and pushing against the runway. So it kind of creates this cushion effect, and it's really important with a lot of these career mode flights where you're in soft field environments, soft field takeoffs. You actually take off at ground effect first, and that's the modeling of like the bumpiness of the grass, all of that kind of stuff is a lot more realistic than I have found than 2020 was. The cushioning effect, so like in a 172, if you're doing a soft field takeoff, you can take off, you pull the yoke all the way back and full power, and then when you start to lift off, you'll lift off at 45 knots or something like that, depending on how heavy the airplane is. And that cushion kind of ground effect cushion kind of lifts you off the ground, and then you nose down a little bit to gain speed, and then when you actually get to your rotation speed, then you can pull off, but you're hovering a little bit off the ground, and that's makes flying in these little airports and stuff a lot more realistic. Just kind of looking around. Auxiliary power unit, okay. And there's your air conditioning controls. Looks like we've got quite a bit of room back there for the passengers. Okay. We're coming up on our next waypoint here. So it looks like we've got about 110 miles left if we add these waypoints up. I thought there was a just total distance thing here at the bottom in the display. Guess not. Okay. Well, whatever. So we are about 110 miles out. We're going about 200 miles an hour, 200 knots. So it would be about a half hour until we reach our destination. So I'm gonna stop the recording here and bring it back when something else is interesting. What's this? Right fuel low. Okay, so it looks like we need to change our fuel selector, which I've got no idea where that is. Okay, we got it. So fuel selector, it's rudder trim. Usually it's like right in here. quantity. How's the fuel selector in this? So it should be like a thing on the floor. I don't see it. Clickable. Thing here. I will get back to you. Let me look this up. I'll get back to you. I was trying to see if we could do. Oh well, screw it. I was trying to see if we could do real world revenue time. It's the evening here, it's 16 and stuff. I suppose many of the grass field at night that has me. despite engine fuel selector problems, all that, but hey, we're learning. I hate when it has stuff on the side of the short lines.
Echo 60 traffic vision jet, Foxtrot Charlie Whiskey 89er12 is taxiing to parking.
Engaging autopilot. Engaging autopilot.
That was a smooth ride. Thanks for the safe travel, Captain. I will recommend your company.
Great, glad you didn't see any of my mistakes. Right, so engine shutdown procedure usually is the same. These gates have to go open. Idle cut off above. Masters off. These will slowly quit. And then avionics goes off. Alright, how do we do it? Okay, now that should 15,000 credits. Alright, that should be enough for us to open a company, which I will do in the next video. Alright, what do we got here?
Let's talk business.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hello, everybody. So, we will get right to it. I just completed a flight. I have this. Let's let's talk business. We're going to start a company.
This is the overview. From here, you'll be able to quickly summarize the progress of your own companies. Once you start your first business, this will be your first port of call to keep track of everything.
Okay.
But to start a new company, you firstly need to buy a company license. Being your own boss can be rewarding. More income from each successful mission, and the ability to buy and customize your own fleet of aircraft. But those pros come with more responsibilities. If you own the aircraft, you're responsible for all maintenance fees. And if you crash, the aircraft is lost.
Well, good thing we don't crash.
So, what do you want to do? Don't worry if you're not ready. You can always come back here when you've made more progress and more licenses are available.
All right. Air cargo, skydiving. I haven't done any skydiving. Aerial habitat, aircraft military. Good charter service. Rail construction, one of two specializations. Citation longitude, huh? Summer, fall, winter. Oh, it's winter now. So we're going to be flying down to South America, Australia. I'm not sure what this means. Okay. Cargo transport. What does this do? From 3,000 credit. 747. Yeah. Okay. Let's do. I like the. I like the VIP charter service. Longitude is even better. 7.31. Flying Africa, middle of Africa. That would be pretty cool. I'm just kind of tired of the Skyhawk, honestly. Is that our cargo? All right. We'll be hauling freight. How do we create a company? How does that grayed out? Oh, that's the only one available. Got it. Okay. So we gotta do flight seeing. We're gonna do this. Okay, create company. Purchase for 1,000. Okay, so All right, here we go. Created our company. Now we got to go take some pictures so we can make some money.
Congratulations. You just created your first company. However, you're going to need to buy an aircraft to begin flying for yourself. Keep in mind you can still fly as an employee at any time if needed.
Okay. Buy an aircraft sometime.
Used aircraft are much cheaper than new ones, but you cannot configure them. Pick one so we can see its condition.
Right. Okay. So I guess this is the only one that we can buy. This would be fun to fly. I should get the 2 wheel endorsement. Alright. So this is the Skyhawk.
This is where you can see the aircraft's current condition before committing to a purchase. The way you fly drastically impacts aircraft condition and the associated maintenance fees. So take care of your planes. This aircraft looks good, but in future be careful as it's not always the case when buying secondhand.
Alright. So I've seen this is probably a bug, but I've seen everything that comes in just
Now it's time to choose an insurance plan for your aircraft. There are different options available, each with different levels of coverage but also different fees. Choose the option that best suits the type of missions you'll be flying.
So is this in-game hours or what here? Build every 20. I mean, it can't be real hours because what if you take a month off? You'll need like $10 million in debt. I don't plan on crashing, but I'll take middle-of-the-road insurance. Oh. purchase. Now we can do some air cargo.
You'll want to regularly check on the condition of all your aircraft. Proper maintenance is essential. Better to discover any faults down here on the ground than 5 minutes after takeoff. It's up to you to decide what needs urgent attention and what can be left till later. But keep in contact with the technician, as each system will need regular maintenance.
Okay. So we're gonna have real failures. That's interesting. Supposed to have soft fuel landing skills will come in handy if you have an engine failure. All right. Crew available. Oh, I've seen this where somebody can fly it when you're not flying and they bring in revenue. So one of the things I think what I'll do is look at how this works and probably create a chart of the ROI on each one of these aircraft. Let's go back. Because one of the things that I was thinking when I was just glancing at this earlier, watching someone else on YouTube who had many aircraft, it seemed like the 172s had a really high ROI, and it just kind of preliminarily glancing, it seemed like you can buy 10 172s and make the most money, but I'll have to chart that out and see. Let me know if you're interested in that. Alright, missions. So now we can select to fly on our own, or let's go back up to Davis.
Or you can head out as a freelancer, where the rewards are higher, but the buck stops with you. You can now switch between employee and freelancer missions via the panel in the top left corner.
Alright, let's head back up to the top. I guess this allows us to do all of them. Okay. Freelancer missions. Alright, what's the highest one here? Team Mammoth Lake, that would be pretty. Alright, let's do that. What's that? Mammoth Lakes, aircraft needed. This is a beautiful place. Alright, so do I have to?
The hangar is even more useful for you as a freelancer. You can change and manage your aircraft from here.
So, this thing behind, I've never flown this, but this looks, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. Factory white 172. Alright, here we go. Ooh. What's that? Okay, it's rendering. Alright, this engine comes out. Okay. Alright, let's check our flight controls. Got one wrong here. Okay, there we go. All right. Welcome aboard,
Roger that.
everybody. Okay, so hide the wheel here. So I think I have basically everything mapped. We go, so the real startup procedures for this is like mixture rich. We turn the fuel pump on, increase the mixture, turn the fuel pump off and decrease the mixture, and that's when you do a cold start for this. I think that what we'll do is this, we'll crack the throttle, and then we do both, and then we're going to start and increase the mixture. Oh, we need battery. Okay, now.
Time to make someone's day, right, pilot? Today, you're flying with one of our friends, Chris, over our very own region. One of his colleagues came with him. If the seatbelts are fastened, you're ready for takeoff. Let's do it!
You hear Winston in the background here. Hug. Hey. Winston, come here. Winston, come here. All right, I'm back, everybody. Sorry about that. All right, so let's see what we're doing today. Do a little thing around Sacramento. Looks like we have some wind and weather. Okay. Just going over everything mentally. All right, so let's do map options. That even works. Okay. We are ready for taxi.
Charlie Lima 04 traffic vision jet Echo Oscar Papa 6114 is taxiing to runway 26.
Hey, I'm Jessica, Chris's colleague. Pleasure to meet you.
Because we are at a hold short point here, which is
Special flight for me.
Charlie Lima
excited, but
04
also
traffic vision, jet Echo Oscar Papa 6114 taking off runway 26 north departure.
Landing light strobe. We are ready to go. Taps them to run up. So just gonna do a short field takeoff here. Those clouds. Tiny.
Wow, this is quite a feeling.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Relax, Chris. You're gripping the seat so hard you're going to break your hand.
You don't really feel dizzy from up here. Ashley told me that before we get on board, and I was a bit skeptical, but it's true.
This tiny
They say altitude is just a state of mind. My state of mind says we're up really high.
Look, it's the spot we used for team building last year. Do you remember?
Good old times.
You okay? Not scared?
I'm too excited to be scared. You must feel like the king of the world when you fly over our beautiful region at sunset. Definitely need to try that someday.
That's downtown Sacramento. Yep.
The look on everyone's faces when they see the pics on my socials.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave guidance on actually loop around the city because I know exactly
When we see the office, will be fun.
Oh, yes.
It's so quiet up here, so peaceful. Do you see the roofs of Rosemont over here? Awesome.
It's great seeing the world from this angle.
Ourselves a notch of flaps. I don't think we can leg this off, but the way we're going to do this is we keep the wing at that point that we're rotating around. Keep it there as we make our turn. So let's stabilize. We are in the right arc. Let's give ourselves a notch of flaps. That in view, we should be able to do this.
You know that movie where the wizard flies around on a giant eagle? This is like that, except the wizard didn't wear a seatbelt.
So we gotta keep that intersection right at the same.
I can see forever. The view from up here is amazing. Everything looks better from up here. light seems different up here.
Those landings can be tough. It's that tiny bit of thing. It seems like it almost made us take off. Yep, ran out. Take off.
You never see something like this from the ground.
Charlie Lima 04, traffic vision jet, Echo Oscar Papa 6, 1146 miles, northwest 1,500 feet inbound to land runway 26.
So the sky over our region is like your office captain. Best job on Earth.
I see you're on your way back, guys. So, Chris, did you enjoy the ride? You ready to do it again?
A lot of emotions right now. All I know is I'm eager to fly again soon.
Great time from start to finish. Thanks, Captain.
We are flying midfield. actually found this view is pretty close to what just show it for a second. This is kind of more like what it actually looks like. I couldn't really see it. How 172.
Always cool to see your own region from a new perspective. Looks like they enjoyed it. That was a great flight seeing session. Cool.
Good. Okay. So we'll go avionics off, lights off. Lights on. We would have walked away from that. lot better than $1,000 at a time.